Welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at a really interesting language learning script today. And since this is all about learning English, we are going to keep our pace deliberately slow and clear.
Yes, absolutely.
We want to make sure it is perfectly tailored for you if you are a beginner.
Taking it slow is so important.
Right. So I want to start with a comparison. You know when you are driving and you take a wrong turn, your map app, it doesn't yell at you. It just quietly says, like, recalculating.
Exactly.
And learning a new language is, well, it is exactly like that.
That is a great way to look at it. A wrong turn is not a failure. It is really just your brain finding a new route.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to stop viewing language mistakes as these embarrassing moments. Right?
Oh, for sure.
We need to start treating them as essential data points. So every time you use the wrong word, your brain just collects that data, it recalculates, and then improves your English for the next time.
Yeah, let's unpack how that recalculation actually happens. Looking at the source material, there is a classic structural grammar error.
Yeah.
People say, I am agree instead of I agree.
Oh, right. That one is super common.
It really is. And to me, saying I am agree, it kind of feels like trying to wear two hats at once. You know, you have one hat for agree, which is an action, and a second hat for am, which is like a state of existing. Why do our brains insist on jamming both into one sentence?
Well, it comes down to psychological overcompensation. I mean, agree is indeed an action verb in English, but when you are expressing agreement, you feel like you are in a state of being on the same page as someone else.
Right.
So your brain naturally reaches for the to be verb. It grabs am to force that emotional state into the sentence. It is just trying to ensure the listener truly understands your feeling.
Wow, okay. But that overcompensation doesn't just happen with grammatical structures, does it? Because our notes show it bleeds right over into our vocabulary choices, too.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when we try to directly translate a feeling. Direct translation is where many learners just hit a wall.
Yeah, because words carry specific cultural rules, right? They don't easily map from one language to another, like the difference between make a photo and take a photo, or saying borrow me your pen instead of lend me.
Yes, because lend implies giving something for a short time. The direction of the action is completely different.
Exactly. And the perfect example from our notes is mixing up I am boring with I am bored. I mean, I always cringe a little when I hear this one.
It changes everything.
It really does. One tiny suffix totally flips the meaning. You were trying to say you have nothing to do, but you accidentally insult your own personality.
Right. But the mechanics behind that mistake are actually quite elegant once you see them. It is all about directionality.
Directionality, how so?
Well, words ending in ed, like bored, describe an internal feeling. It is pointing inward at you, but words ending in ing, like boring, describe the energy you project outward to the rest of the world.
Okay, wait, that makes total sense. So I am bored means I feel sleepy inside. And I am boring means I project sleepiness outward and make other people tired.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Even when learners grasp these internal and external rules, a whole new trap appears when they try to apply them in real-time conversation.
Oh, you mean the tendency to double down on the rules?
Yes, exactly that.
Like saying I didn't went instead of I didn't go, or he's more taller. I hear this constantly. My theory is that learners just kind of panic mid-sentence.
Panic.
Yeah, like they know they need the past tense, so they just throw every past tense word they know at the listener, hoping one sticks.
Well, you are actually describing a documented linguistic phenomenon. It is called double marking.
Double marking. Okay.
Yeah, and it isn't exactly panic. It is really more of an intense desire for clarity. Your brain knows the rule for the past tense, right?
Right.
And you want to be completely sure the listener knows you're talking about the past. So to guarantee that clarity, you just apply the rule twice.
Oh, I see. You use the past tense didn't and then follow it with the past tense went.
Exactly. It is literally just your brain trying a bit too hard to be perfectly understood.
That is so interesting. So the main takeaway here for you, the learner, is that these errors are just a universal part of the process. I mean, even the English teachers featured in our source text admit they used to make these exact same missteps.
They really did. Every mistake is just your internal GPS recalculating your route to fluency. Knowledge is built entirely on those recalculations.
It really is. But consider this as you continue practicing. If you walk down the street in New York or London, you will hear native English speakers breaking these exact grammar rules on purpose.
Oh, all the time.
Right. They mix up tenses, or they use double negatives in casual slang every single day. So it leaves you wondering, At what point does an English mistake stop being an error and start becoming the natural evolution of the language itself?